today our discussion is about cheating, specifically on women.
Do women cheat?
Yes.
And why?
Yes.
Do women cheat? If we think of research that was published some time ago, we'd see
You're talking
that
about 10, 20 years ago? Yes.
we'd see that men used to cheat more than women. So if you get people and you interview them, then you'd find that there were more men who are more likely to cheat than women.
Yes.
Nowadays, research is suggesting and showing us that it's both.
Yes.
So they're at par. Men and women are cheating at the same rate.
Yes.
Why?
Why? What do you think?
I think that it could be because they were underreported before. Or it could also be because nowadays women are seeking more fulfilling relationships. Maybe they're seeking more relationships that fulfill their needs. So if they're not happy in the relationship, they are more likely to look elsewhere and try and find.
Do you agree with sometimes there's this assumption that women are cheating more because they're working outside the house, outside the home?
Because
What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's about availability as well.
Yes, and opportunity.
Exactly. So yes, that could be a reason.
Yes.
I don't think that just because a woman goes to work, she's more likely to cheat.
Yes, I agree.
Okay? Because I think that it's much deeper than that.
And I think some women do look for relationships outside of their marriage because they feel neglected by their partner. Maybe they feel unheard, and
maybe they need attention. So it's if not they're not getting attention at home. Maybe it's easier for them to be drawn to attention given to them elsewhere. But I don't think it's the only reason why women think they cheat. I think that is quite a stereotype of why women.
I agree with
It's a stereotype because it's true, but not every person who cheats, every woman who cheats in this case, is cheating because she misses attention.
Yes.
Okay? For example, another reason why women might cheat is because they are missing a part of themselves from the past.
Okay.
If I have to give an example, a woman who is hardworking at home and out of home, she has a job, a fulfilling job, maybe she has a couple of kids, a partner, and she invests a lot of time, she's very giving, and she found a person who is rekindling that part of herself which was more carefree.
Yes, when she was younger, maybe partying,
Exactly.
and maybe she's missing that aspect of herself that is just for her. So she's giving so much at home, but she's not carving time for herself and finds it in this relationship.
So this person, let's say it's a man, gives her this carefree attitude where she's only seen as a woman, not as a mother, not as a manager, whatever. And she can engage with him through this part of herself which she was missing for quite some time.
Sure.
So what I'm saying is not always something which is missing in the relationship. It could be something which is missing in ourselves, which we seek through
Yes,
an affair.
and do you think women can cheat because they are seeking sexual intimacy or a different sexual experience than that they have with their partner?
Research suggests that man would be more likely to do that,
Okay.
but it doesn't exclude women who, yes, are up for a sexual adventure. So you hear of women
maybe
who...
because they're in a sexless marriage or they're not being satisfied in their actual relationship or not.
That's another reason why, there's something missing in the relationship, so we seek it out of the relationship. But it could also be that the person has a high level of testosterone, high level of desire. Nowadays, we are bombarded with this idea of sex being sexy and this idea of acquisition, of the hunt. And maybe, yes, there is someone who is handsome and the person wants to tick that box. I had sex with that person and it boosted my confidence because I know that I could have sex with that person.
My thoughts at the moment are, how can cheating and how do you see cheating affect the monogamous relationship? The relationship, does it affect? Does it? If the partner gets to know that there is cheating involved, how does this affect?
I observe a very interesting change in the person who is cheating. I see that some people tend to become guilty and more giving in their primary relationship. Others tend to become more critical,
Okay.
maybe even to justify what they're doing. Okay? So things that were okay before, okay? The partner who doesn't help at home, and it was okay for 15 years, and there was no complaining. It was agreed. It was accepted. But now that this person is cheating, she becomes more critical of her partner. I believe that somehow that can be used to justify
What is
what the person is doing. So I'm doing this because my husband, my partner,
But how does
is
it
not a
affect
good person.
the relationship if the partner gets to know?
I want to believe that secrets in relationships affect the relationship. When you have secrets from the person
Because
that you are intimate
It's
with,
really attacking trust, and in a way, I'm not sure if it's the right word to use, but
we're talking about when the person isn't caught yet, right?
yes. But now I'm talking about if the person gets caught. If the person gets caught, how does it affect the relationship?
Obviously, trust is broken, definitely. And it's not, some people think it's because of the sex. I'd say it's not even about the sex. It's about the being told I'm going to be late at work. So I stay with the kids, I don't
So
go
a
out
lot
with
of
my own friends.
secrecy and a lot of
It's the betrayal.
the betrayal.
The being looked into the eyes and having eye contact that someone tells you, I love you, when you know that they have just, when you get to know that
Eventually.
they were with someone else. You know, someone texting you that they're missing you because they're late at work and they're with someone else, or they're abroad on a business trip. It's usually that hurts the most. The sense of betrayal. That I was investing in a relationship when the other person was not investing in the same way. In fact, people tend to mention, I also had chances, but I didn't take them. You know? So
Because-
missed opportunities.
Yes, because there's almost an unspoken contract of monogamy in a monogamous relationship. So this contract is broken really and truly by cheating.
But going back to why people cheat, I think that attachment is a very important
I
part
do
of it as
believe-
well.
I agree
You
with
know?
you.
And when I mention attachment, I'm talking about how we bonded with our parents primarily, and how that affected how we bond
No.
nowadays
In our
with adults
relationships.
in
Yes.
our lives, especially in intimate relationships. And I do meet people who they themselves describe their relationship as perfect or good, very good, amazing relationship, you know. But somehow, from time to time, they cheat. And I would say that that is their way of sabotaging what is good. Sometimes, unfortunately, you find people who went through quite a hard time and they're used to a chaotic home. So when it is calm, they
want
don't
to create
feel that they deserve it.
Yes.
You know? It's a very good relationship, so instead of me enjoying it, I'll cheat to feel guilty
Yes.
and sabotage the good relationship.
What would be your concluding comment on this subject?
I would, if people who are listening to us are going through this, I would encourage the person to reflect on themselves and what's going on inside of them.
Yes.
What is attracting you to this person? What is keeping you with the other person? What are you looking for? Because we tend to get caught in, he said he loves me, she said this, she said that, and yo-yo between two relationships because of what they are telling me, because of what my parents might think, what I would do to my kids. But
So
I
look
think
inside
the best
yourself
way is to look inside
and,
yourself.
and explore what is happening.
What is your
Thank you.
concluding comment?
I do agree with what you're saying, and I do agree that also maybe talking to a trusted friend or opening up to someone you can trust, because sometimes we're so much immersed in the situation that we need someone who is objective and outside of what we are living to give us another opinion. So
Especially someone who's known us for some time as well. Very
thank you
good.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt.